Bill, do you happen to have any squatch calls on that thing as well?
Oh yes, yes, I saved those for last. Yeah, I'm saving those for last. So that concludes our Northern California animals that are identified and that we know of. I have some recordings of different primates. And I'll play those. What's that?
Which we shouldn't hear?
You shouldn't hear this.
If we do, we should be suspicious.
Yes. So, you know, that's the sound they play whenever they show a chimpanzee on TV, regardless of its age. And here is a male orangutan. Notice any similarities to the owls? Yeah. That same trill. This actually is an orangutan, though.
Sounds like a curious one. Ooh.
And this is my new favorite call blasting call. It's a orangutan male long call. And they do this call to let the other ones know that this is their territory, this is their spot, this is, you know, here I am. So that's a territorial thing, which, you know, I think may work well for our purposes. And we'll transition into this. So try to pick out the barred owl and what is not the barred owl in this one. This is a long one. I think it's all barred owl, but it's supposed to be a barred owl and a Bigfoot screaming. I'll play that one again, because it's just the front part that's... and a dog barking.
Yeah, you're right. It did kind of sound like that.
I think it's all owl on that one. Here's some whoops.
So, Bill, does that one actually have a name, recording?
The one I just played?
Yeah.
That is called Barred Owl and Bigfoot Screams. And I pulled that off of some website. I don't know which one. And I think it's all owl. I mean, listening to it, and after having listened to the other things here, I think it's the same owl. And it's just because they weren't hearing the hoo sound, they just assumed it was a Bigfoot.
It could be a male and a female.
Could be.
And what's the
Because like the female spotted owl, when she's on the nest, she makes a real whistle sound.
Yeah. Kind of more of a whistle. Not really a shriek, but...
And that's what the males respond to when they have mice, when they have food.
Mm-hmm.
When she does that, he brings it in.
You know, up here, when it's dead calm like this, we were hiking Skunk Cabbage one time, and the only thing we heard all night was like 2 or 3 whistles like that. Nothing else. But yeah, it was just like a single whistle. It wasn't repeating. It would be like a single whistle over there. So, yeah. And then like an hour later, a single whistle over there, you know, as you go along.
So that would be an owl.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Something is nesting. And here's these whoops. I think these are from the Sierra Sounds. I'm not sure.
toilet seat.
So, and a couple wood knocks in there as well. I think that is from the Sierra Sounds recordings. And you can definitely hear a break in the voice, you know, where it gets to a certain point and it just pops over into falsetto. Snohomish, I think this is a moan sound, might be a scream. It's from Washington. And you can tell that that has a vocal quality to it, like a vowel quality, that it's not an owl and it's not a coyote. It's got kind of almost like an ah sound to it. I don't, out of the recordings I have here, there's not anything that really, I can't really compare that too much to.
There's some similarities to the Klamath a little bit.
Yeah. So that one's probably a pretty good suspect sound. Here's one, supposedly of one that was shot and ran away and is pretty sad about it. I think this is from Ohio. Brandon knows all these. He knows all the trivia. So, and this is from, I think, the 80s. And again, that's got a quality that isn't like any of the other, animal recordings to it. Here's one from 1993, I think just up here in Klamath. Which sounds a lot like this is from Washington. This one's from California. So pretty similar. Here's another sampler of the Sierra Sounds. These were recorded in the early 70s, I think, up northern eastern slope of Sierras, some remote hunting place, and they used reel-to-reel tape recorder or whatever that they brought up there, microphones out on a stump someplace, because every time they go up there they get these this happening and rock clicking together and wood knocks and all kinds of stuff, and they record. This is, like I say, in the early half of the 70s, so it was, I don't know the sound of some of those. I don't know if it was concurrent with Land of the Lost being on TV, but some of the little word sounding things are kind of similar to that. But and I don't know what to make of it. it just sounds almost unbelievable that they'd have a couple hours of recordings, hours and hours of recordings. I think there's 2 CDs, 3 CDs.
It's 2 as far as I know.
Two, yeah. And that's just the best stuff, you know, that they put on those CDs. But who knows? I mean, you know, that's...
Has anybody else sensed them?
In that area? I don't know. And like I say, Brandon knows all the trivia. I wish he was here to help with that. And some people swear by the Sierra sounds, like, yeah, it's absolutely, that's the only thing it could be. And other people are like, yeah, well, you know, it is pretty remarkable that, you know, they've got hours and hours of this stuff, and it sounds like they're talking to each other, and, you know, things like that. A linguist had studied these, had listened to them, and determined that there was a language and there was like some repeated words happening. This is a recording of a recording, and it's the Tahoe scream. But that's not a very good example, because that is a recording that somebody made up by Lake Tahoe of these screamy sounds. And this particular recording you're listening to is me recording it from somebody else call blasting in New Mexico, and then cleaning it up and taking the echo, and so it's very digitized. It might as well just be pushing a key down on a synthesizer. It's just not very accurate or real, but you know, that's kind of the Tahoe scream sound, is that shriek. I think that is it. I'm sorry to say I don't have more for you other than this.
911, what are you reporting?
We got some wonders crawling around out here.
Did you see what it was? Was it a person or an animal, or?
I can't tell. All I know is that my central light came on, and I just happened to glimpse and see this thing running across the yard. A good-sized man, or something. It looks like a man. I don't know what it was. Just it ran across the yard.
Okay. You've had problems in the neighborhood before?
You know, my dog was killed here just recently. I don't know what it was. Whatever it is, it's running. I couldn't catch it if I was going to chase it. But whatever it was, that was standing up. I'm out here looking through the window now, and I don't see anything. I don't want to go outside. Jesus Christ, you better...
Sure.
Deal!
Hello?
Get somebody out here.
What's going on now, sir?
That son of a bitch is about 6'9", I don't know.
Do you see him now, sir?
Yes, I'm looking right at him.
Uh-oh. Okay, hang on.
Uh-oh.
Is he in your yard, sir?
Yeah, God, he's big.
Okay, what's he doing in your yard?
He's looking at me.
And the guy is on foot.
I don't know what... It's a big, real big person. That's all I can say.
Okay, but it is a person.
Yeah, I'd say it was a person, somebody really big. But he's all in black.
Is he a black male or a white male? Did you have to see what it, or was he just wearing black?
He's all black and he's big. He is big.
And that's it.